Former Bachelor Ben Higgins recently ran into the husband of his ex-fiancée. Ben appeared on Chris Harrison's podcast, the most dramatic podcast ever, to discuss what happened. Was it awkward? And was Lauren Bushnell also present? Continue reading to learn more. According to US Weekly, Ben Higgins ran into Lauren Bushnell's husband, Chris Lane. Both were competing in a charity golf tournament. Ben, ironically, shared a locker with Chris. Ben was annoyed that his locker was next to Chris's. He was also nervous about possibly seeing his ex and her husband, but he was prepared. He claimed he hadn't seen Lauren since their breakup. More information was provided by Entertainment Tonight. Ben stated that while his relationship with Lauren ended a long time ago, it was an important time in his life. Regardless of the outcome or how he would handle it, Ben said of the tournament, "Hey, this is a fun week of golf. I was mostly saying, this is going to feel strange. What will that first encounter be like? I'm not sure if anyone out there is overjoyed to see someone with whom they've had a falling out. They've parted ways with them amicably. I was anxious about it, and then to walk into the locker room and see that, oh, we're definitely going to run into each other," he continued. "We'll be putting our shoes on and changing together." The first time they saw each other was not in the locker room, but at the hotel bar. Ben was in the company of Wells Adams and Chris Harrison. He saw Chris Lane and said he'd go say hello. He did, and he's glad he did. They had a very healthy interaction, as it turned out. He could have been rude to Ben, but he wasn't, and everything was fine. Throughout the tournament, Ben and Chris had several interactions that went extremely well. Ben never saw Lauren, but he did pay a visit to her father. He had nothing but positive things to say about the whole thing. "Chris is very kind and very nice," he said. "There was nothing strange or awkward about it. It was simply nice to see him. It felt good to rip off the Band-Aid and have the first interaction. We met within 10 minutes of checking into the same hotel. He didn't notice me at first, so I approached him and said hello, and our conversation about the week began. It was also wonderful to see Lauren's father. He came up to me and said hello. Overall, everything went swimmingly. There was no drama in that room." What are your thoughts on Ben and Chris hanging out at the golf tournament? Stay tuned for more information on all of your Bachelor Nation favorites.